seeking validation will ruin you, and it goes deeper than you think. First, we gotta discuss how you seek validation and how it affects your life. Let's begin. Trying to be the best. Trying to be very smart and knowledgeable. Trying to be high value. Trying to be the funniest person in the room. Using certain words and phrases to fit in. Having beliefs like everybody else, even though you want to think differently and explore. Not arguing with people, not telling them the truth because you don't want to disturb the peace. Sacrificing your needs to make other people happy. Being into makeup, partying, drugs, smoking, vaping, having a lot of sex, going to school, getting a degree, getting a promotion, having a better car, clothes, watches, trends, all of that and more. Everyone is doing it and they don't even question why. So by doing this, you get the validation, and have you noticed that it never ends? You get validated, it fades away, and after a while, you need it again. And have you noticed that this is not what you want? Truly, life feels empty and meaningless, and have you noticed that social interactions drain you? Have you noticed? Why is that? Well, because you're always suppressing who you truly are and putting on this fake mask, instead of truly exploring things that interest you. And shit, you might be even afraid to explore, because that could upset people, since you won't be fitting into their ideal you anymore. So you never try, because you're scared of being a failure in other people's eyes. If there were no people on earth, and you'd fail, do you think you would care? A good example would be singing in the car alone. But when there's people, you don't even hum. Same with dancing, same with public speaking, anything that includes performing in front of people. You can't speak to the people you like, you can't speak your mind, you can't open up, you can't be honest. Do you see? Needing validation actually limits your life, physically and mentally. Unable to do things since people might judge, critique, or shame you. And do you know why? Because you believe that it's dangerous to not fit in since there is something to gain or lose. What is it? Needs. Human needs. Like love, safety, acceptance, being understood, feeling important, feeling like you matter, and being respected. All of those are super important to a human being. So why do you need validation? You need validation to meet those needs. And the only way you know how to meet them is through people pleasing. So if you think about, why don't you cut the middleman and just give the validation to yourself from yourself? Because your sense of who you are is fucked. You're not confident in yourself enough to trust your own words or respect your own opinion. You don't believe in your own worth. You don't believe in yourself. Try saying this in front of people. I'm sexy, I'm great, I'm proud of myself. You couldn't. Now try saying those same exact words right now to yourself out loud. You can't. You're so afraid of this invisible feeling that feels like limits or boundaries. These limits are like deep cracks formed around you in a circle, and they are wide enough for you not to jump over. Now you're just standing there stranded. This is the situation that you are in. Boundaries and limits formed so you wouldn't get to the other side of safety. It's dangerous out there. So what are these limits and boundaries are protecting you from? Unresolved pain. They are protecting you from unresolved pain. Something painful happened to you, and now you're trying to protect yourself with these beliefs, limits, boundaries to make sure you never experience that pain again. So you never cross the limits. As soon as you cross the limit, your brain goes, oh wait, that's danger. Get the fuck back. And because of this mechanism, you can't be yourself again. You were being authentic, and someone came in, rejected it, disapproved of it, didn't love it, pushed it away, or ignored it. That told your brain, your needs won't be met if you are being yourself. Example, parents telling the children not to run around, not to yell, not to scream, not to laugh, not to be impolite. Stop saying the truth because it hurts people. Mommy, why is that person so fat in front of their faces? So you abandoned who you are and perform what people ask from you because being yourself is not okay. So how do we heal this? How do we become ourselves again? We need to heal the pain that is giving us those limits. But first, we gotta reframe how we think about pain in general. Because most of us think that pain is bad, but in actuality, pain is good. We deemed it bad because it hurts us, and that is the only reason why we think pain is bad, because it hurts us. It's actually not evil, it's actually not bad, it's trying to help us. By signaling where it hurts, pain helps us identify what needs to be fixed. Like a splinter in a thumb. Our body is like, hey, yo, that's painful, remove it. Same with emotional pain. Why do you think painful, uncomfortable, or cringe emotions or thoughts come up when we are resting? Because that is your brain trying to solve it when you have free time. And if you distract yourself all the time, well, you never get to, so you just end up being stuck. And you usually suppress it because it doesn't feel good. And then pain runs our lives by creating limiting beliefs, boundaries, fears to keep us safe. And your need for validation comes from pain. Pain of being rejected who you are. Pain of being rejected of your needs. Or pain by having a huge lack of love in your childhood or life. Your sense of who you are is suffering because you never got to form these beliefs in your head as a child, which are, I am important, I am lovable, I am capable, I can trust myself. Those were never formed. So now you're trying to salvage your broken identity by seeking acceptance, validation, or approval. Strong identities are unapologetically themselves because they have a strong sense of self, a strong sense of self-worth. And you are afraid to be yourself because of what happened, making you believe that it's not safe to be yourself or that you have to be somebody else to have your needs met. So I invite you to reclaim yourself by being more curious about the pain you hold, to explore it, question it, and eventually heal it. Ask what was so hurtful or painful about that situation. Ask, how did I learn to survive from that situation? What am I constantly doing to never have that situation reoccur again? And just ask why. Question. As the pain heals, the limits crumble, and life becomes more easier and more free. And that's it. I hope you heal. I hope you have a good time, and see you soon. Fake smile.